Sam Seder on the Majority Report. I want to welcome to the program Hannah Gaskill and Dan Belson, reporters at the Baltimore Sun. Hannah, Dan, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Dan.
Thanks for having us.
How long have you guys are union reps. What is the union that you represent, Hannah?
The Baltimore Sun Guild. We're a part of the Washington Baltimore News Guild.
And how many people are in that union?
So we've kind of gone down from maybe 40 plus down to around 20-ish. We're reporters and advertising support staff at the Baltimore Sun.
We're hemorrhaging employees at this point.
And Dan, how long have you guys been both been working for the Baltimore Sun?
So we both started back around 2022. I started at the Sun proper at 2023. So started in the guild around that.
And Hannah, just tell us a little bit about the Baltimore Sun, like its long-term history, and then let's get more to the more sort of like, I guess, relevant short-term history that has led us to all convene today.
For sure. So we're a 187-year-old newspaper. We're the paper of record in Maryland. We have been passed through many hands over the almost 200-year history that we have. Most recently, in January 2024, David Smith, the chair of Sinclair Broadcasting, became the main owner of the Baltimore Sun. There's also a smaller owner named Armstrong Williams, who is a conservative talk show host.
I know Armstrong Williams from back in the day. Actually, he was on. He followed me on one of our radio stations back during the Air America days. We did not get along. I should also say, just off the top of my head, Armstrong Williams was also caught up in a scandal for. He was hired by a consulting firm, I think it was, or he was a consulting firm and was writing on behalf of that, ostensibly as he was working for the Bush administration or was getting paid by the Bush administration to promote stuff without telling people. Nevertheless, I'm sure you can correct the record on that. But okay, so Sinclair Media mogul buys the Baltimore Sun. Sinclair Media, maybe Dan, you can help me out here. Sinclair Media owns like 50. They're sort of in the news right now, aren't they? In terms of Jimmy Kimmel, in fact. Tell us a little bit about who Sinclair News is.
So Sinclair started here locally in the Baltimore area, and they've kind of gone around and purchased local TV stations across the country. So, I think as far as the Jimmy Kimmel news, Sinclair and Nexstar owns around 20% of the ABC stations, local ABC stations in the country. So Sinclair is more in the TV business. David Smith purchases us on a personal basis, but he is the chair and his family is heavily involved in Sinclair.
So this is sort of like a baby Murdoch, Rupert Murdoch type of situation. Murdoch famously owned both newspapers and Fox News, and now I think Lachlan does. And this is, largely what we're looking at. So what did he do when he came in, this new owner, when they came in, and this was a year or two ago, they've taken basically what, I don't know how you could find many examples of something that is more of a sort of like regional or municipal institution than the Baltimore Sun. I mean, to the extent that those words have any definition, that would be it. Hannah, what did the new owner do when he took over?
I think that some context here would help. So this is a person who does not live in Baltimore, who purchased a unionized paper in Baltimore, and has a tendency, or at least his broadcasting company has a tendency to local officials have used the word fearmonger about crime, even though crime in Baltimore City has gone down to historic lows. So it's kind of repurposed the focus of what we write about.
Mhm.
Now, a lot of people are going to say that this is, this guy is just coming in, he's making business decisions. But as reported by Cody Bettler, is this in the actual Sun itself? I don't know. Circulation data is reported as a 12-month average. The most recent year was a 6-month average, and 2021 were reported on a 21-month average. The Sunday circulation has dropped dramatically from 2023 of 76,000 and a weekday circulation of nearly 30,000. It has dropped dramatically under the new leadership. This is from the Baltimore Banner. Sunday circulation was 42,000. That's a 44% decline. The average weekday circulation fell to 18,000, which is 37% lower. I'm not easily shocked anymore, but yeah, that's pretty amazing, said Rick Edmonds, a media business analyst with Pointer. This is a tough era for print newspapers, no doubt. It's also, Sun saw 41% fewer unique visitors to its website compared to 2023 in February of 2024. So this is a story of not like a slow, gradual decrease in circulation and readership. This is dramatic. Like, this is not business decision. This is just poor business, it seems. Dan, what's your sense of that?
It seems like Baltimore has reacted to what has happened to the newspaper over the past year, and the way management has reacted to that reaction is how they've kind of blamed it on the union and used it to leverage their kind of draconian contract proposals. Like, they want to silence us by putting in a non-disparagement clause in our union contract. They say that this is our fault. This is fully based on the union's contract actions.
Did either one of you go to journalism school?
Candidate.
In journalism school, did they teach you that one of the precepts of owning a journalistic outlet is that you don't want anybody to talk about it?
No, that's not anything that I learned there.
Okay, I didn't go to journalism, so I didn't know if they were teaching that now that the point of a newspaper is to silence any critique of enterprises. Okay, I was just curious. So far, the management has fired a bunch of union representatives. As far as I know, they've
To correct the record, only one unionized person has been fired.
Only
We've
one.
seen
Okay.
We've seen a lot of reassignment and transfers.
And a lot of flight outside to other publications.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so what are you guys now? What is the union doing? Are we near contract time? Is it? You guys are starting to take some actions, and why is that?
Well, so we've been at contract time since soon after David Smith bought us. Back in, I believe it was June last year, our previous contract expired, contract we've had for decades. So we started negotiating back then. And basically since then, many months have passed. And usually when the contract negotiations happen, you start with something, company starts with something, you meet somewhere in the middle. The management's idea has been more put something in front of us, non-disparagement agreement. If you don't agree to this, we're walking away. And so now we're at a point where they have decided, because we won't sign everything they put in front of us, they're going to implement it anyway.
Yeah, on Sunday. So we're only allowed to talk for so much longer.
Oh, really? On Sunday, how do they impose upon you a non-disparagement agreement if you haven't agreed to it?
So,
It's pretty illegal, we're pretty sure.
so yeah, they're claiming that we've reached a bargaining impasse because we have not agreed to every single one of their terms. We don't believe we're at an impasse. We're still in active bargaining. They have refused to move on pretty much anything.
We put in requests to bargain since they declared that they were not bargaining with us anymore since they gave us their last, best, and final proposal, and they just refused to meet us at the table.
And so, what are you guys now doing as a union to push back? I mean, I imagine you're talking to lawyers about what could happen over the course of the next couple of days before you're supposedly silenced by a newspaper. And I'm reading too that you guys are planning a byline strike.
We did a byline strike on election week, which is the most painful week for a newspaper to have a byline strike.
And we retain our byline rights. So, should we go that route, we've scrambled this past week, seeing what we can do. And one of those options could be a byline strike. We will be, speaking up while we still can,
Yeah, I think a lot of our plan right now, obviously, is to talk to legal through WBNG, but to make our voices heard on programs like yours with other outlets while we can, so that people understand what we're going through. And we're not the only people affected by Mr. Smith's endeavors. There's a whole campaign in Baltimore County called Don't Feed the Fox because he owns Fox 45. So the public is joining it at this point.
And just for clarification, a byline strike is essentially you won't put your names on the pieces, and they'll all and of course, that is it's something that makes people notice. You're still performing a function for people, but it makes them stand up and notice that, there's actually people generating this, and it makes a difference when you don't know who has written something. What can our viewers, if our viewers are readers of the Baltimore Sun, if they're in that Baltimore area, I mean, what can folks do to support you?
So we're getting active on social media again. You can follow us at Baltimore Sun Guild on Blue Sky and X. We also have a letter drive, which sends an email to Mr. Smith, Mr. Williams, and our publisher, and they do tend to sometimes respond. So that is available at bit.ly/S support the Sun. Both S's capitalized there.
You could also get a frustrated email from management.
David Smith is a great emailer.
Fantastic. Maybe we'll do that.
Looking forward to that.
We're going to put links in the podcast and YouTube description of all those that people can get involved. Anything else that you want to say while it is not actionable for the next couple of days?
Look, silencing workers, silencing union journalists, that's silencing the truth. All we want is to get the truth out. And when management has a problem with that, that's concerning. This is more than a contract for raises, et cetera. This is about local democracy. And we're fighting for good journalism.
Support your local journalists. Also, subscribe to your local newspaper. I know it's expensive. I know everybody's feeling the pinch, but it really does help.
Hannah Gaskill, Dan Belson, thanks so much for your time today, guys. Good luck. I know it's going to be a tough fight, so hang in there and keep us updated.
Thank you. Thank you.
And hi, Justin. Sorry. Bye.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.